guys, I'm Miss Elizabeth from the Calcasieu Parish Public Library, and today I want to tell you about some books for 6th through 8th graders. But before I do that, I want to remind everyone that you only have a couple more weeks to log the books you read for our fall reading program. You can go to our website at www.calcasieulibrary.org to register and to log your books there. It'd be a great way to keep track of all those books you plan to read during your holiday break. So the books I'll be telling you about today are both nominated for the Louisiana Young Reader's Choice Award, which is an award that's given out by the State Library of Louisiana. So one of the books that I'm going to tell you about is a historical fiction book set in India in 1947, and the other one is a contemporary realistic fiction book that is set in both Pennsylvania and Puerto Rico. The first book I want to tell you all about is called Marcus Vega Doesn't Speak Spanish by Pablo Cartaya. So this is about 8th grader Marcus Vega, who is 6 feet tall and weighs 180 pounds. He's a very large 8th grader, and he uses his size as a way to earn money. So he hires himself out as a bodyguard for smaller students, walks them to and from school, and earns money that way. And Marcus is also always looking out for his younger brother Charlie, who has Down syndrome. So one day, an older kid is giving Charlie a hard time and calls him a very ugly name, and Marcus is just not standing for it. And so he ends up punching the kid in the face, and as a result, gets suspended from school. So Marcus's mom decides that they need a change of scenery, and she's finally going to use her friends and family miles, or whatever you call them, as an airline worker, and take her family to Puerto Rico, which is where their dad is from. Now, their dad left 10 years ago, and they do not have any kind of relationship with him. But now that they are there in Puerto Rico, Marcus wants to find him and wants to know more about him. And so he sets off on a series of misadventures with a whole slew of family members that he's just recently met as they try to find their dad. So if you want to find out what happened, you'll need to read Marcus Vega Doesn't Speak Spanish. And by the end of the book, he does speak a little Spanish. So if that sounds interesting to you, you'll need to check this book out. The next book I want to tell you about is called The Night Diary by Veera Hiranandani. This is about a girl named Nisha who lives in India in 1947. And for her 12th birthday, she receives a diary, and she decides to write letters to her mom in it. Now, her mom passed away giving birth to her and her twin brother Emil, so she's never known her mom. But she decides to do this, and during this time when India is undergoing some rather tumultuous things. So India has come out from under British rule, and the leaders have decided to split the country into 2 countries. And so for all these years, Muslims and Hindus and Sikhs have all lived together, but now they've decided to make a new country called Pakistan, which is where Muslims will live. And Nisha's family, her dad is Hindu, her mom was Muslim, and so she kind of feels torn and doesn't really know where she should be, and she doesn't understand why people can't just get along. And because now they are having to flee their home because they live in the part of India that has now become Pakistan, and as Hindus they have to leave and they have to set off on a very dangerous journey, and that is what she writes about. She writes to her mom about all these things that they're having to go through. This is an amazing book. It is about a time in history that I feel a lot of people don't know about. Americans don't know about. I did not know about this until I read this book. And it's beautifully written. It's interesting, and Nisha is a great character, and the way she writes these letters to her mom and forms this relationship with her mom that she never knew. It's beautiful. Highly recommend it. It also won a Newbery Honor. So if you want to find out what happens with Nisha and her family, then you'll need to read The Night Diary by Veera Hiranandani. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you check out those books, and we will see you next time. Happy reading. Bye.